Councilmember Baker,
Here.
Councilmember Blanchard,
Here.
Councilmember Kadeco,
Here.
Councilmember Platt-Onson, Councilmember Stedman,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Turbrack,
Here.
and Mayor O'Dwyer.
Here. First order of business tonight is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda. Support.
Motion to approve by Council Member Steve Baker with support by Mayor Pro Tem Turbrack. Any changes, additions? Hearing none, Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll?
Blanchard,
Yes.
Kadeco,
Yes.
Stedman,
Yes.
Turbrack,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
O'Dwyer.
Yes. And I don't see Deacon Brian Carroll with us this evening, so would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we come to the citizens' comments section of tonight's meeting, when you may present your thoughts on issues that are not included on the agenda. Council members will not engage you in discussion, but if your concern needs to be addressed by a member of city staff or a department of the city, please sign your name on the sheet provided at the clerk's table. You may speak on a specific agenda item when it is being considered. When you come to the microphone, please state your name and city of residence.
Good evening. I'm Roseanne Nicolai. I am a resident of Berkley and also the event manager for the Berkley Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm just bringing attention to the council and residents of Berkley that there are 2 upcoming events for the council that I encourage you to attend and participate in. The one is this Thursday. It's our annual pub crawl. It starts at 5:30. Registration, it can be walk-in at Amici's, and we have 7 different locations this year, so we've got a couple more new additions. So I encourage you all to come out. It's $15 a ticket. And then the other one is our annual golf outing, which is September 7th. It's a Friday at Recogmzing Golf Course. And this year, part of the proceeds are going to go toward the Holiday Lights Parade, along with targeting Berkley public safety community programs. So again, I encourage you to participate in that. There, you can golf. If you don't golf, you can come to the dinner afterwards at 24 Seconds or get a whole sponsorship. All the information is on our website, berkleychamber.com. And registration for the golf outing right now, I know a lot said August 10th, but we have extended it till the end of next week. So please, I hope to see you all at both these events. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council, and City Manager DeCessa. I'm Mark Richardson. I'm a resident of Berkley, and I'm the outgoing chair of the Berkley Environmental Advisory Committee. It is my understanding that the council has been provided with a copy of our 2012 annual report. I'm here today to answer any questions you may have about that report. I also want to just express a note of thanks to the council. It's been my privilege to be the chair of this committee for the past couple of years, and the members of the committee are uniformly excellent people, very knowledgeable, very energetic, and I think the council has done a fantastic job of appointing the right people to this committee. Looking toward the future, we're going to expand on the priority areas that we've identified in our report. We hope to do a lot more community education in the area of energy savings and efficiency. We want to continue working with DPW Director Schuler on his very excellent work of identifying cost-saving and energy-saving opportunities within the city's own infrastructure. And we want to continue participating in the regional work on developing transportation alternatives, multimodal transportation alternatives for our citizens, so that we all feel comfortable biking, walking, as well as riding, and even riding buses and mass transit in our neighborhoods and in the community. I'd also like to say that my successor is Dave Hurst. We've elected him as the new chair, and I'm sure you'll find him a pleasure to work with. I also have two committee members here with me, Eric Ounson and Ryan Lawson. And Eric, I think, has an announcement of our upcoming activity.
Good evening, everyone. Eric Onson, City of Berkeley. We are hosting another Bike and Dine. As you recall, back in May, I believe it was, we had about 20 people show up for that event. We had great weather. We promised to do so again for this one, too. And what it is we will be meeting on Wednesday, August 29th at 6:30 at the Community Center. We encourage everyone that enjoys biking to come out. We have a slightly longer ride for some of the more seasoned cyclists, and also a shorter ride for those that want to bring their children. We'll be making a stop at Bagger Dave's for dinner, and then moving on to Clark's Ice Cream for dessert. And we'll be taking the city's bike route throughout the evening. So we encourage everyone to come on out and enjoy the evening and the summer while we still have it. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are there any questions? Oh, no. Sorry about that.
Happy to answer them at any time.
Well, I'd just like to note that Mr. Richardson is also a member of the Planning Commission of the city now. As he relinquishes the task in the Environmental Committee, he picks up another one, so we thank you for your volunteerism and contribution to the city, and all the members of both committees.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? Very good. Move on to the next item on the agenda then is the consent agenda. Ms. Prince, would you please read the items on tonight's consent agenda?
Item number 1, approval of the minutes. Matter of approving the minutes of the Town Hall meeting on July 24th, 2012, and the regular City Council meeting on July 16th, 2012. Item number 2, warrant. Matter of approving the warrant number 1257. Item number 3, resolution number R2812. Matter of recognizing Peter Hoch is for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. Item number 4, resolution number R3312, matter of recognizing Tom Denzel for his service to the Berkeley Public Safety Department.
Is there a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda?
Move to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Moved by Councilmember Cadecle. Support. Support by Councilmember Blanchard. Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll on the consent agenda?
Cadecle?
Yes.
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. And now, Ms. Prince, would you please read item number 1 on tonight's regular agenda?
Recognitions and presentations, matter of recognition or presentations from the consent agenda.
I have asked Councilmember Cadecle to read Resolution 2812.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A resolution of the Council of the City of Berkeley, Michigan, recognizing Peter Hoch for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. Whereas Peter Hoch just graduated from Berkeley High School cum laude, and he was the president of the Wilderness Survival Club for the last 4 years of high school. He, with the help of his club, raised more than $300 for the Michigan Southeast Land Conservancy, and whereas Peter Hoch was the captain of the varsity cross-country team his senior year, he lettered in cross-country 3 years in a row and 1 year in track. And whereas Peter Hoch is attending Michigan Technological University in the fall of 2012, and he will be double majoring in forestry and wildlife management. And whereas Peter Hoch has been active in scouting for 9 years, since 2009 at St. Mary's Catholic Grade School as part of Troop 1601. He has worked to achieve the ranks of Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, and Life. Peter has served as a patrol leader, assistant patrol leader, quartermaster, senior patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, junior assistant scoutmaster, and librarian. Peter was invited to be junior assistant scoutmaster for Eagle Camp Summer 2011. And whereas to fulfill the rank of Eagle Scout, Peter Hoch worked with St. Mary's Catholic School, Principal Mrs. Bala, and St. Mary's Catholic Parish Father Steve, along with his troop 1601, his friends, and his family, to build and install a sandbox, refurbish and install a bench, and beautify the school grounds, as well make an area ready for spring planting. And whereas on April 24th, 2012, Peter Hoch passed his Eagle Board of Review. Peter earned a total of 44 merit badges, 12 of them being Eagle required, which are some of the most difficult in scouting. Peter is one of the 4% to achieve this honor nationally. And now therefore, the City of Berkley resolves, Section 1, that the City Council does hereby recognize and congratulates Peter Hoch for his achievement in attaining the rank of Eagle Scout and expresses our pride in his accomplishments as a role model for others. Introduced and passed at a regular City Council meeting on Monday, August 20th, 2012. Phil O'Dwyer, Mayor.
Thank you. I note that Peter is not with us this evening, but I would ask the city manager to make sure that he receives this resolution. It is a great achievement to become an Eagle Scout, one of 4%, so it's a tremendous achievement, and we honor him this evening. And now the second resolution is Resolution 3312, and I have asked Councilmember Jack Blanchard to read this resolution.
A resolution of the Council of the City of Berkley, Michigan, recognizing Sergeant Tom Zenzel on the occasion of his retirement from the City of Berkley. Whereas Sergeant Tom Zenzel began his career as a public safety officer on August 25th, 1986, and after 25 years of dedicated service to the citizens of Berkley, announced his retirement. And whereas Tom attended classes at both Oakland Community College and Oakland University, and on July 17, 2000, promoted to sergeant and served in that capacity for the next 12 years of service. And whereas during the course of his career, Tom received certificates of completion for special training in advanced patrol, ventilation methods and techniques, police officer survival tactics, shotgun techniques, arson detection, as well as firemanship training. And whereas in addition to his shift duties as shift commander, Tom's technical skills included working with live scan, mugshot, prisoner property, and property auction, and managed the in-car camera system since its inception. And whereas Tom received numerous commendations throughout his tenure in Berkley, including an honor citation, unit commendation, department citations, and the Distinguished Service Award. And whereas while serving in the Berkley Public Safety Department, Tom has a keen sense of humor and laid-back personality. He is known for his fairness and his ability to communicate with people, and was beyond helpful and willing to learn and teach others any new task. And whereas when Tom was not concentrating on keeping Berkley safe, keeping Berkley the safe community we treasure and the place he and his family call home for his entire career, he spent his spare time with his wife Leslie and the children Jake and Julie, as well as fishing, golfing, hosting backyard barbecues and pool parties with his friends and neighbors. Now therefore the City of Berkley resolves, Section 1, that Tom Zenzel be and hereby is recognized on the occasion of his retirement from the City of Berkley, and the City Council, on behalf of local residents, employees, expresses its sincere thanks and appreciation for his service to our city, and extends our best wishes to Tom and his wife Leslie as they find more time to spend with their family and friends, as well as to visit his parents in Tennessee. Introduced and passed at a regular City Council meeting on Monday, August 20th, 2012. Phil O'Dwyer, Mayor.
Thank you. Tom?
Thank you for your work, and I'm still there.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Yeah, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom, say a few words.
Thank you.
Thanks for everybody, too.
You're welcome.
Hope you're doing well.
Very impressive career. Great job, young man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you want to say something?
Say something.
Well, I want to say thank you to the council for the award. Thank you very much for everybody for all their kind words, and appreciate everything that I did with the city and as well as what the city has done for me. And I want to thank the citizens for allowing me to last out a 25-year career here and move on, and I have no regrets at all. I enjoyed it immensely, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
And thank you to your family for being here with you. We're glad to have you. You set a very high standard in this town. We're very proud of you. Thank you. Yes. I don't know if that's a good thing. I'll be seeing you as he wears that uniform. An extraordinary contribution to an amazing public safety department and an amazing career in our town. And now, Ms. Prince, would you please read item number 2 on tonight's agenda?
Motion number M5212, matter of appointing Kathleen Cunningham to the Historical Committee.
Is there a motion to approve M5212?
Yes, there is. Motion to approve.
Approved by Councilmember Baker.
Support.
Support by Councilmember Kadekel. Ms. DeSessa.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council. This item this evening is simply just to confer her appointment to the Historical Committee. But before you do, let me just relay a few information about Ms. Cunningham. Obviously, she has an extensive work experience. She has worked in the travel industry for more than 11 years. She's also worked in the library for about 12 years. She's also worked in the Henry Ford Community College. And she has a great love for the historical type of work. She has also been a resident of the city of Berkeley for over 10 years. She loves working for libraries and enjoys learning more and more about history. So with that, City Council, we do recommend Ms. Cunningham for your consideration.
Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, then, Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll on M5212?
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
Kadekel?
Yes.
O'Dwyer.
Yes. Item number 3. Ms. Prince, would you please read item number 3?
Motion number M4712, matter of authorizing the mayor to execute a contract between SMART and the City of Berkeley for fiscal year 2013 municipal credit and community credit funds in order to provide public transportation services for the period of July 1st, 2012 to June 30th, 2013.
Is there a motion to approve M4712?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Stedman.
Support.
Support by Councilmember Baker. Ms. DeSessa.
Council, I really don't have too much to add except just to reiterate that in this coming year's contract, the City of Berkeley will be eligible to receive $14,706 in municipal credit funds, and as been indicated also $18,378 in the community credit funds. And I understand that this is about a 20% reduction from last year, or about $4,594 to be exact. So it is a reduction. However, in order to help our residents out there understand what this is all about, I've asked Teresa McCarlton, our parks manager, to go over exactly how these funds are used. Thank you.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, and Council and City Manager. Thank you. Actually, the reduction is from the 2011 year. It's the same as it was last year. And as you're all aware, you see this every year. These funds are used for our senior transportation needs, for their daily transportation, for special events, community happenings, and day trips. They're used to pay our drivers and all of the funds that you see before you. We have 3 different vehicles we supply. We have a 7-passenger van, an 11-seat passenger bus, and a 26-seat passenger bus. And you know, I've been with the Parks and Recreation Department now for almost 2 months, and every single day these vehicles are used and our seniors are using them. And we have a really good relationship with SMART and a really long-standing relationship, and look to continue that in the new year.
Any questions? Councilmember Kadekel.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mrs. McCarlton. Have you seen, I know you're saying every day you're using them, have you seen an increase from last year in the usage, or decrease, or about the same?
About the same. You know, we have quarterly reports for the usage in terms of the numbers of the people, and about the same as last year. I wouldn't say there's been a huge jump either way, but they are on a daily basis used, and sometimes, you know, we have people call in and we're completely booked for that following day. They know that they can call between 9 and 11:30. Our senior coordinator, Sue Thornton, takes those calls and makes those reservations. So they're definitely being used, but roughly about the same.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Teresa. Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll on this item?
Turbrack,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Blanchard,
Yes.
Kadeco,
Yes.
Stedman,
Yes.
O'Dwyer.
Yes. Now, Ms. Prince, would you please read item number 4 on tonight's agenda?
Motion number M4812, matter of authorizing the Turn the Town Teal campaign in the city of Berkeley during the month of September for Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month.
Is there a motion to approve M4812?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Blanchard,
Support.
support by Councilmember Kadeco. Mr. Sesson.
You know, Council, I don't think I've ever received as nice a letter from anyone to ask me to turn our town teal than from Marcia Gertrude. I hope I pronounced her last name correctly. When I read her letter, it was very, very moving, and I know a copy of it is attached in your packet. But I was so impressed with her desire to educate others about this disease, and I was quite moved by her own personal journey that she explains in her letter. Obviously, she is a ovarian cancer survivor for many, many years, and she is a member of the Beaumont 1-to-1 Ovarian Cancer Support Group. I will be working together with her as she turns our town teal to educate the community more about this very dangerous disease. And with that, I'm sincerely hoping that you will consider my recommendation to approve this request. But before you do that, I've asked her to please come up and talk a little bit about this program and exactly what we're about to do. So welcome to Berkeley, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. You pretty much have already said what I wanted to say, that I am a ovarian cancer survivor, but I will say that my motivation is purely educational. I had the symptoms of ovarian cancer, and yet I wasn't educated, and so my cancer grew until I was forced to have a visit to the hospital, and that's generally the case with most of the population. And so our goal is to educate the women of Berkeley so that they will not be diagnosed in a late stage, so that they will get diagnosed at an early stage. And I do want to tell you that since March, we have lost 2 women from Berkeley to ovarian cancer from our small support group. And in the past week, we've lost 3 women from our small support group. So it's a devastating disease, but it doesn't have to be. It's not a silent killer, as you've been as you've heard in the past. There are symptoms. We just have to get the word out. And if you allow us to turn Berkeley teal, I think that's a good start. And we're so thrilled with the opportunity that it sounds like you're going to allow us to do it. What it will entail is simply tying ribbons on lampposts. That our organization is the Michigan Ovarian Cancer Alliance, referred to as MIOCA, and we will supply all the materials, and they will be taken down at the end of September. We will have some small signs that we would ask shop owners if we can put up in their windows, and we will be passing out awareness brochures and symptoms cards. And basically, that's all it really is. If the ribbons start to look shaggy before the end of September, we'll try to have somebody going around, and if we notice that, we'll either replace them or take them down so that the city doesn't look bad. So basically, that's it. And I want to thank City Manager DeSessa for your kind words. Does anyone have any questions about the campaign? Oh, by the way, teal is the color of ovarian cancer.
Other questions? Councilmember Baker.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for coming out tonight. You serve as a role model for so many folks, and by coming out and speaking and sharing a bit of your story and for helping lead so many others, that's very important, and really want to thank you, so much for that.
Thank you very much.
I have a question, but it's perhaps more for City Manager. In terms of additional ways that we can help support turning the town teal here, I was wondering if some of the materials that they're describing, the brochures and pamphlets and things, might we be able to place those in frequently visited locations like City Hall and the library and the Parks and Rec Department? Might that be an option as well?
Definitely. I'm thinking of also perhaps posting them on our website, you know, maybe a little link perhaps to the society for a time being. And then of course maybe on our cable station as well, again, promoting
would be
and letting
great.
people know. So yes.
And I did forget to mention, we're proposing to do this on September 8th, which is a Saturday, if that's all right. And then, like I said, we'll take them down at the end of September, by the end of September.
If I can add, if you have time, perhaps before September 8th, maybe we could do a small news clip. I know my staff and I could work together, and we can interview you or someone from your organization, again, just to educate the public about this organization and about the disease as well.
Oh, definitely.
So
We
can
would
do
love to
something.
do that.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you.
Any other questions? This issue is about our wives, our mothers, our sisters. And women's health is enormously important. And regrettably, it does not receive sufficient attention, because much of the disorders that take the lives of women can be prevented with early detection. This one is a classic example. And we're enormously thankful that you've come to our town to help educate all of us and hopefully save lives. Thank you. Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll?
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
Kadeco?
Yes.
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. Now, Ms. Prince, would you please read item number 5 on tonight's agenda?
Motion number M4912, matter of approving a service agreement with Alliance Mobile Health to provide ambulatory service to the city of Berkley.
Is there a motion to approve M4912?
Motion to approve 4912.
Support.
Motion to approve by Mayor Pro Tem Turbrack with support by Councilmember Blanchard. Mr. Sesson.
Council, I know that you've had a chance to take a look at the memorandum that was put together by Chief Eshman. Our contract with Alliance did expire over a month ago, but we're still working under the same terms, so that is fine. Chief Eshman says nothing but good things about the services that we've received from Alliance, and they are recommending that you consider this contract. The city attorney has reviewed it. He is recommending it for your consideration. It is a 3-year contract, and this evening I know that Deputy Chief North perhaps is here to answer a few questions, or perhaps the representative from Alliance as well. I don't know. Deputy Chief North, is there something you'd like to add?
I'd like to introduce Lori Thiel, the CEO of Alliance Mobile Health, who is here to attend us tonight. It has been a great working relationship with them. Just so you know, we're averaging in the area of 1,000+ medical responses in our community every calendar year. And they provide a great service for us, and that's everything from sprained ankles to working CPRs. They provide a great service, and from a personal standpoint, I know that if something goes wrong and we get nicked up out there, I have no worries because I know their people are going to tend to me. So these are a good group of people. They're very professional. They're here anytime we have a civic event and training exercises. I concur wholeheartedly with the chief on recommendation on this.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a comment. I'd like to say that I, too, along with Deputy Chief North, that worked with them, have been trained by them and have went through training with them. And they do an excellent job, and we're very lucky to have a group as professional as Alliance working with us. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
My experience is similar. This is a highly professional organization, and even this weekend, everywhere you looked, there was Alliance support in the event that anything would be needed during the Dream Cruise and Cruise Fest. So they were very impressive in their presence. Are there any additional questions, discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll on M4912?
Blanchard.
Yes.
Kadeco.
Yes.
Stedman.
Yes.
Turbrack.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
O'Dwyer.
Yes. And now, Ms. Prince, would you please read item number 6?
Motion number M50-12, matter of approving an agreement to provide dispatch services for the city of Pleasant Ridge.
Is there a motion to approve M5012?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Baker,
Support.
support by Councilmember Kadeco. Mr. Sessa.
Council, as I've indicated in my memorandum before you, for the past few months, I've been working with the city manager for Pleasant Ridge, Sherry Ball, for this contract for dispatch services. And we've come together with an agreement, which has resulted in a 5-year contract. Very, very basic. What this contract says is that the city of Berkeley will be compensated at a rate of $3,349.61 per month. This monthly rate will, as I said, will remain in effect for an entire 5-year term and is not subject to adjustment. Either party can terminate this contract with a 1-year written notice in advance. Although this rate does not provide for a cost of living increase or any other type of increase, we do believe that it is in the best interest of both parties. For example, both Berkeley and Pleasant Ridge will benefit by saving staff time and money that is typically incurred during these types of negotiations. In addition, the city of Berkeley can better plan the use of our resources based on this long term of services. So we both agree. One other feature that's also included in this contract is that it terminates the previous agreement for the city of Berkeley to provide fire protection services. So as of the council's approval of this, or under this agreement, I should say, the city of Berkeley will only provide dispatch services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I understand that the city manager will also take the same contract to her city council on September of this year to also ask them to consider this same agreement. Council, City Manager Sherry Ball is here with us this evening to assist me in any of the questions that you may have, or if she'd like to add anything else. Ms. Ball?
I'd be happy to. Nice to see all of you again. It's been a little bit of time since I've seen you. I guess I'd like to thank all of you for what hopefully will be entering our 9th year of police dispatch services. And just to let you know what a nice relationship we have developed, not only with the Public Safety Department, but the city manager and I have really developed a strong friendship, and I believe we have extended services to each other, not necessarily with the need for council approval, but in the instance, for example, with power outages, I can always rely on the city of Berkeley, and the call will come from Jane that if you need anything, our community center is open, and the same is true for the city of Berkeley with Pleasant Ridge. So I just would like you to know that the services that Pleasant Ridge receives with respect to dispatch extends far beyond that contract. It's a relationship that continues to grow strong and complements, of course, I don't have to tell you, the fine service of your Public Safety Department and all the officers, and I think some of the friendships that have been formed there too. So with that, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer as well.
Any questions for Ms. Ball? Councilman Baker.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for coming out tonight and for your very kind words. We enjoy the working relationship as well, and looking forward to many more years of good, friendly neighbor supporting one another. I did have a question, perhaps for yourself or the city manager, or Deputy Chief North is in the office, in the house still as well. If we could describe a little bit more for those who are less familiar with the notion of dispatch, what it is that we're talking about, the kinds of services that we provide, just for general awareness in terms of what it is and also what it's not.
I'm happy to answer, but I think the expert is probably more apt to give you the proper answer.
Yes.
Well, what happens is the E911 system, landlines are all connected to our dispatch center. If someone dials 911, the landlines come direct to us. And we see on the board where that telephone call is originated from. Now, we are seeing in excess of 60% cellular calls, which provides a little different situation. It gives longitude and latitude coordinates. However, depending upon the service that you have, it could be within 150 yards of your exact location or more. Or it could simply be a cell tower location that the call is bouncing off of. When the phone call comes in, a call is from Pleasant Ridge. We have on our dispatch board, we have it broken down into Berkley, Huntington Woods, and Pleasant Ridge by car numbers on the board. And the telephone board on the computer screen is broken down into Berkley, Huntington Woods, and Pleasant Ridge. So it's very clear where the call is coming from. Call comes in, we ascertain the information, we notify the on-duty cars, they always check in at the beginning of the shift, and they go on the board, and they're given the call, and it's very simple. If a call comes in from another city, we send a car from another city. And that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect system. There is a level of comfort in a city the size of Pleasant Ridge when often we have a minimal amount of patrol, I will say. And if our employees, if we don't hear back from an officer who has been sent on a call, it's not unusual for us to call Berkley and say, we're concerned, can you try to reach him on the radio? We've been unable to reach him. And I can tell you the response is immediate. And if it isn't immediate, we can count on Berkley finding out where that officer is. So when I say it goes beyond what the normal contract language provides, it truly does. I mean, your officers look out for our officers, and I hope the same is true for Pleasant Ridge. So that's something that has grown over 8 years.
Great. Thank you both.
Thank you, and thank you for being here. It certainly underlines the seriousness which you take this whole undertaking and this agreement, and we appreciate your presence this evening. Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll?
Kadeco?
Yes.
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. Now, Ms. Prince, could you please read item number 7 on tonight's agenda?
Motion number M5112, matter of approving an agreement to provide dispatch services for the city of Huntington Woods.
Is it a motion to approve M6012?
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Blanchard with support from Mayor Pro Tem Turbrack. Ms. DeSessa.
Council, this next item is also for a dispatch contract, and this time this is with the city of Huntington Woods. You know, I'm embarrassed to say the city of Huntington Woods did approve this contract back in January of this year, so it's been a while. But we were waiting for them to return to us a signed contract, and this was brought to my attention by our finance director. We have been working under this agreement for a while, Your Honor. It, like I said, it was just a minor mishap, for lack of a better word, but we did get a copy. You have a signed copy of that contract for your consideration, and we are recommending it. Basically, what this says is that the city of Berkley would be compensated at a rate of $5,000 per month from July 12th through June 2013. And again, it also states that there is an automatic renewal date in June 30th. Of course, it also depends on whether or not we give each other a 1-year notice that we're going to be terminating this contract. So it's very similar to the contract with Pleasant Ridge. Again, the city attorney has also reviewed this contract. We are recommending it for your consideration and approval. And I apologize for the delay in bringing this to your attention.
Thank you. Are there any questions about this contract? Hearing none, Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll on M6012?
It's M5112.
M5112.
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
Kadeco?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. Now, Ms. Prince, would you please read item number 8?
Resolution number R3412, matter of approving a resolution of the Council of the City of Berkley establishing an agreement between the City of Berkley and Oakland County to utilize the services of the Oakland County Board of Canvassers.
Is there a motion to approve R3412?
Move to approve R3412.
Moved by Councilmember Kadeco.
Support.
With support from Councilmember Stedman. Ms. DeSessa.
You know, Council, ordinarily, the city of Berkeley, we do our own canvassing, and but this time I know that the city clerk brought this to my attention because there was an item that was posted by the city ourselves. In other words, the recent request that we did get approval from the voters. And so instead of having it canvassed by our own board, the city clerk suggested that we ask Oakland County to do the canvassing for us. And what you have before you is a copy of that agreement. There are only 4 cities in Oakland County that do not utilize this type of service. The cost for this canvas is very small. It is $25 per precinct, and for us, that's for a total of $175. But because of the ballot proposal that was being presented by the city of Berkeley, we felt that it was best that if it were canvassed by someone else other than us, just to make sure that everything was proper and correct, and that it was documented and viewed by someone else other than the city of Berkeley. I don't know if the city clerk would like to say something else. Ms. Prince?
Oh, that pretty much sums it up accurately. It was just, and this is just an agreement that the county requires us to have in order to complete that canvass.
Very good. Thank you. Your Honor, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for City Manager? Councilmember Baker.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor, and thank you both for bringing this to all of our attentions here and for the opportunity to do what it appears as though most of the municipalities leverage a service at a very affordable price here. If you could just elaborate for us a little bit about the nature of canvassing and when we might imagine these kinds of activities and the handful of things that this would help provide for us.
Sure. After every election, there's a canvass to make sure that everything was properly done on the paperwork for an election. Basically, they oversee and look at all our books that are turned in by our election workers. They verify the vote totals that come in on election night versus the vote totals that are received on our tabulation equipment, and they make sure everything's signed and sealed properly. It happens after every election. Normally, the county does all elections that have county, state, or federal offices on them. The city will continue to do their own municipal elections. And the other part of this is if we would have done this canvas, we would have had to Xerox everything that we sent to the county, so it would have been a duplication of services.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll on R3412?
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
Hideko?
Yes.
Stedman?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. Now, Ms. Prince, would you please read item number 9?
Resolution number R3512, matter of approving a resolution of the City Council of the City of Berkeley authorizing an amendment of the 2012-13 operating budget.
Is there a motion to approve R3512?
Motion to approve R3512.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Stedman.
Support.
Support by Councilmember Hideko. Mr. Sessa.
Council, before I turn this over to our finance director to just elaborate a little further as to what each of these amendments are, again, just for the public out there, I'd like to remind everybody that this is done in compliance with Public Act 2 of 1968 as amended, and that all budget amendments presented will be for fiscal year 2012-2013. With that, I'll turn it over to the finance director so that he can go over these amendments. Mr. Sabuda?
Thank you, Mrs. DeSessa. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. Tonight you have 7 items in front of you. $6,680, or 2 of the amendments, are new spending, and that's 100% in the Downtown Development Authority. The balance of the amendments, the other 5, are carry-forward amendments from fiscal year 11-12. So these are projects and equipment that were approved in 11-12 that either did not get completed or we have not spent yet. Okay, the equipment's on order, or the project is in the throes. Okay, so we're bringing those balances forward so that when the invoices come, we're bringing the appropriations forward so when the invoices come, we have appropriation available to pay the bills. And you have one other item at the district court, which they're moving money from one line to another to buy some small pieces of equipment. They broke a fax machine, and they also need a new file cabinet. In total, all 7 amendments total about $502,000. And again, the new spending is $6,680. I'll be happy to entertain any questions.
Any questions for our finance director? Seeing none, I think these numbers are fairly self-evident. and we've been through them so many times from so many angles that we're beyond asking questions about them now. Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll then on item resolution R3512?
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
Kadeco?
Yes.
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. And now we come to the communications portion of tonight's meeting. And Ms. Prince, who should be first?
Councilmember Blanchard.
Councilmember Blanchard is up
Thank
first.
you. Thank you, Your Honor. I'd just like to spend a little time thanking volunteers. We just went through a municipal election where we had a lot of volunteers out working. They did a tremendous job, and we succeeded in passing our 3-mill Italy override, which I think is fantastic. But there was a lot of hard work went into that, and I want to make sure they get thanked. We also, just this past weekend, finished the Woodward Dream Cruise. I'm sure a lot of people out there don't realize how many volunteers it takes, but there are a lot of people working on this, and a lot of people doing a lot of hard work, and not just the volunteers, a lot of people in our city departments that are very, very busy to make sure that the garbage is picked up, make sure that Parks and Rec has all their stuff done. DPW, Parks and Rec, everybody is working very hard, and I just want to thank everybody because it's a tremendous operation and a tremendous amount of volunteer personnel hours go into this. So thanks to everybody that participated.
Thank you. Councilmember Stedman.
I'd like to thank everybody who passed the millage. It was a wonderful election. I'd like to thank those of you who gave us such a decisive vote. And also thanks for everybody that participated in the Dream Cruise and the Cruise Fest on Friday night. It was really nice. We had the weather with us this year. It was beautiful all weekend. So everything went well. I would also like to say thank you, and this has to do with the beautification of Berkley, to Susan McCory. I hope I've got that right. Susan McCory. She is donating plant materials, a couple of large bags of daylilies that she had dug up out of her yard, and I have them now in my basement. So we just need to get our beautification committee together and plant them around some buildings. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Councilmember Baker.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to continue the expression of gratitude both for the strong show of support for the city's future. I'd also like to thank the all of the election workers who helped make this a smooth process. Having worked elections in the past, I can certainly appreciate all the work that goes into before, during, and after setting up everything and making sure that the elections run fairly. More so than anything else, that's really all the election process is there to do, is ensure that it's a smooth, fair, equitable opportunity to express one's opinion. So I think that was a success. Likewise, share my appreciation and gratitude for all the employees, the volunteers, the businesses, the sponsors that helped with the Cruise Fest event on Friday, as well as the successful Dream Cruise weekend that followed. So thank you to everyone for all of their help with that. Continuing that, I'd also like to thank again Kathy Cunningham for joining the Historical Committee, and all of those folks who have responded to the media that we've received from the last council meeting. As you know, we're putting together a photo book of the city's history, and we've received many fantastic photos and stories and interesting opportunities to talk about the city's history, and we're very grateful for that. And the invitation remains open for those interested in sharing their stories and their memories, their photos, and their celebrated times here as we look to chronicle the great city of Berkley. Our Downtown Development Authority, DDA, met recently on Wednesday, August 8th, and we discussed the intersection at 12 Mile and Coolidge, having completed ahead of schedule. And so I know there's a few little things perhaps we'll hear a little bit more about in the city manager's update momentarily. But great success. Thank you to the businesses, the residents, the visitors for their patience as we move that project forward. Very thankful for that. Coming up for the DDA is to talk about some really exciting things, including the farmers market. We're talking about a harvest festival in October as a way to kind of work through the process to have an event here this year yet, and then begin preparations for a full season next spring. And I believe it was Will Rogers who said, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. I think he said, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. And so I couldn't help but segue into transit. So just a quick conversation on transit with that set up there. There is meetings this week on the alternatives analysis for Woodward Avenue. It's the entirety of Woodward Avenue. We have representation from every community to look at options for mass transit along that very important corridor. And I believe that we are moving forward, and hopefully we're on the right track. We're partnering with some high-powered folks in the industry that have a great amount of experience at the federal level, at the state level, and of course they are our local expertise as well to help ensure that we craft together a smooth process that takes into consideration all the facts and information about this asset of ours, this Woodward corridor that we all share and cherish. Later tomorrow from 3 o'clock until 7 o'clock is an event being held downtown at the MSU Center on Woodward Avenue. This is focusing on the M1 light rail initiative. This is a town hall, open house kind of opportunity to learn more about the M1 plans. So there'll be a representation there as well, and I'm looking forward to sharing additional thoughts and insights as that plan comes together. And that concludes my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Tarbrecht.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a few items today. I also want to thank all of the residents, all the volunteers that were a part of the Cruise Fest committee itself. Mark Kuhn, who has led that committee for a long time, does an excellent job. As Councilmember Blanchard mentioned, our departments do a ton of work for this as well. DPW and Parks and Rec especially are working around the clock to prepare for that. And all of the volunteers that made Saturday such a success as well. The Cruise Fest and our parade is Friday night, but there's still a lot that goes on Saturday, and the city's still very heavily involved in that. So I want to thank everybody. Just as it seems to be every year, it was a tremendous success. The Cruise Fest seems to get bigger and bigger every year. Our little part down here in Berkley, and I'm extremely proud to be a part of that. Councilmember Baker just began his by mentioning support and thanking the residents for their support of the city's future. And to me, the city's future is the critical part. We had the millage, and even the day after it passed, I had residents asking me, "Oh, so what are you guys going to do with all that money? What are you guys going to do with all that money?" Well, we're not going to do anything. I mean, that money is not just, we don't have a windfall we can just go and spend on. In our last budget, if you recall, we essentially said that we were mortgaging the city's future because we had to put off all of the capital improvement projects, not all, most of the capital improvement projects, because we simply did not have the money to put in the budget. So passing the millage, and as resolutely as the residents passed it, that will allow us to have our future and to have our future back again and to be able to do some of the capital improvement projects, especially with the infrastructure around the city that we've, again, had to put off, and to continue our services. To me, that's the critical part. Hey, we didn't just get money and now we've got $1 million and we're going to go out and buy things and buy ourselves all new chairs and a new table in here. That's not the case. Okay, it is to continue to invest in our city money that we've had to put off, and that's critical for our future. So I'm very, very proud with the rest of my council that the city voted that way. The residents voted so strongly. Finally, Summerfest is winding down and coming to an end, but we still have a few events left that the Parks and Recreation Department has. We have the Tot Lot, Little Tykes Tot Lot Day that was rained out earlier is rescheduled for August 23rd. That's coming up this week from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. At the end of the week, we have our first free family movie night, August 25th, and that begins at dusk, around dusk. And next week, the Ice Cream Social, which is August 28th, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. So we're starting to wind down our Summerfest events. There also is going to be one final movie night in September, September 22nd. Also is going to begin around dusk. But with the end of Summerfest comes the end of summer. So the final thing I want to wish all of our students in this city, the school district in Berkley and any other schools that may be in our city, luck on a 2012-2013 school year. I'm sure the parents are happy that students will be back in school, back learning. I'm sure the students are extremely excited to hit the books, gain some more knowledge. It's critical to the success for the future of this country and this city. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Kadekel.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. When you go last or almost last, you're really going to sound repetitive. But I too want to thank the election volunteers, the workers, the staff, everyone who put forth an effort to come out and vote. When you have almost 40% coming out in a primary, that shows that your city really cares. And I think our residents really knew what was at stake in this election, and I thank everyone involved. Cruise Fest Committee, I've been on the committee for many, many years. As I said at the last meeting, as a volunteer, and now as a council liaison. And I'll tell you, it does get better and better, as Council Member Mayor Pro Tem Turbeck mentioned. I want to thank Mark Kuhn and the committee for all the hard work. The DPW, we're out there in the wee hours of the morning to the wee hour of the next morning, blocking off parking lots for the crews, for the cars, for getting everything together. The DPW, the Parks and Recreation Department, everyone did an excellent job. We heard earlier about ovarian cancer. I want to congratulate all of the breast cancer walkers over this past weekend that did the 3-day breast cancer walk. I know from personal experience a lot of preparation, heart, and dedication goes into that. And I want to congratulate everyone that did the 3-day 60-mile walk. We talk about volunteers. Our city is very, very fortunate to have the volunteers we do in all departments, on all boards and commissions. And one of our lifelong residents and lifelong volunteers is very, very ill right now. His name is Stan Fonts, and I'm going to give you a brief history about Mr. Fonts. He was born in 1920 in a farmhouse on Coolidge, right where Telecom Credit Union stands today. He traveled on a buckboard pulled by his pony George. He's a graduate of Berkeley High School in 1938. He's an Air Force veteran. He's been a member of the American Legion in Berkeley for over 65 years. He's helped by volunteering with his brothers in their masonry business, building the Oddfellows and current American Legion locations. The Fonts brothers also built many roads in Berkeley, and I just want to say that my prayers go out to Barb Bryce and the entire Fonts family, and Stan, you're in my thoughts. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Sessa.
Council, I really don't have much to report except, again, to thank the residents of Berkeley, the voters who gave us this vote of confidence to help pass this millage proposal. City Council, you know, we now have our work cut out for us, and I can assure the residents of Berkeley that we're going to spend these dollars wisely, and you are welcome to attend these meetings as we go through these decisions. But I thank you again. It is tremendous undertaking. Even as early as today, I met a resident as I walked in into my office this morning, and he was very pleased that the millage had passed. And so again, thank you all. Thank you all. You know, the month of August has been extremely busy, not just with the millage, but also with the Cruise Fest and all the various things that our other departments do. I tell you, I'm so proud of the staff, and I just want to thank all of our staff members because everything couldn't have gone better. Everything went smoothly. The Cruise Fest was again a tremendous success. We had more than, I think, 350 cars or so. It was a tremendous feat, and for people that came to watch it, they thought everything was smooth and everything went as directed. And I'm just so thankful and appreciative of the hard work of our staff members. So thank you all. You know who you are. So thank you very much. I know that the DDA is going to be busy working on this farmers market. We did, as a matter of fact, the promotions committee met this afternoon to talk about it again. It looks like it's going to be a go, and we're looking at probably, I hate to give this date, but I know this is the date that they're at least going to head towards, and they're looking at October the 14th to do something in a small size, but we will meet again before the DDA so that this can be formalized and approved and things of that nature. So we have our work cut out for us, and more information will be brought to the public so that you can participate. And again, I'm looking forward to turning our town teal so that we can all educate everyone, not just the residents of Berkley, but everyone, about this very, very serious disease. And I pray for the day where we no longer have to paint our town any color. So with that, Your Honor, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sessa. Mr. Sabuda.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have one item I'd like to report back to the council on. Back in July, the council approved the credit card contracts for the machines, the 4 machines for the Cruise Fest. And I want to tell you that they were very good. They really helped us a lot. Thank you very much. And thank you to Mr. Kuhn and the Cruise Fest committee for really pushing that, because, yes, it was a very good move. And they really helped a lot. It was very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Schneider.
Briefly, Your Honor, I just wanted to update everyone regarding the fireworks ordinance. We were going to have that back for a work session. As I was working on the new ordinance that we were going to bring to the council, I read some information that apparently they have a subcommittee going on up in East Lansing, or up in Lansing. So they had mentioned probably within the next couple months that they are hopefully going to have some revisions. So we felt it best if we just held off on it for the moment until we have a little more clarification from up in Lansing, and then we can bring an ordinance before the council. The other thing is, I just wanted to thank Sergeant Zenzel for being here. He was one of the best individuals that I've worked with here.
Thank you, Mr. Schneider. Well, I'd certainly like to join my colleagues in commending everybody involved in Cruise Fest and the Dream Cruise. The safety with which it was all handled was remarkable to me. The Public Safety Department, our own Public Safety Department, and the assistance we received from police organizations around Oakland County and Macomb County and Wayne County was remarkable. And state troopers within specific specialties were also there on Dream Cruise Day in the event that something untoward might happen. So we had amazing coverage there. I'd like to, on a personal note, thank 2 specific people. Mr. Mike Reynolds, driving his Galaxy 500, drove me around Berkley for the sake of coverage from our local ABC affiliate. And of course, the night of the Cruise Fest, Mr. Greg Reed, I had the distinct pleasure of driving in his Cobra. So there are advantages to being mayor. So I thank both of them for their kindness and generosity and service to the city. With regard to the millage, several of my colleagues commented on the millage. This is not a triumph of political persuasion, but it is basically the response of a practical, reasonable, and wise community to keep the services that they value. And I appreciate their willingness to come out and make that happen in such a decisive manner. 12 Mile and Coolidge has received its final facelift, and during the time that intersection was being reconstructed, the businesses adjacent to that suffered income loss. And may I suggest to all of us and to the residents of the community, perhaps you might patronize those businesses just a little more for a while so that they can recoup the losses they experienced at that time. And finally, on behalf of the council, on behalf of all our residents in Berkley, I'd like to send greetings and good wishes for a speedy recovery to the head of our Oakland County government, Brooks Patterson, and to his driver and to those who were injured in that accident. we wish him well and hope that he will be back on the job serving the people of the county. On that note, then, is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn by Councilmember Cadeckel.
Support.
Support by Councilmember Stedman. Ms. Prince, would you please call the roll?
Blanchard,
Yes.
Cadeckel,
Yes.
Stedman,
Yes.
Turbrack,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
O'Dwyer.
Yes. The April 20th meeting has, August 20th meeting has been adjourned.